I'm Eric Naso with NewShooter.com. If you shoot video with a hybrid camera, chances are you're going to need a cage. I mean, there's only so much room on that camera for all those bits that we need to add to shoot video, and one hot shoe generally is not enough. Well, today I have the new Tilta version 2 of the Alpha cage. Now, this is redesigned. It's made to fit the A7 III, the A7R III, and the A9 cameras, as well as maybe the A7S III, if it also uses this new body design. So what's nice about a cage? Well, you have a ton of mounting options. I mean, that's really what we need for shooting video. Sometimes we want to put a microphone on there, or a monitor, or add a little bit of a light for a fill if you're going to do some running gun work. And that's just not enough space on that hot shoe that the camera has. So having a dedicated cage for video is a good idea. Now, this version 2 of the Tilta cage here is loaded with features. Heck, let's just jump in. Let's take a look at all the features of the new version 2 Tilta cage for Alpha cameras. Out of the box, you have everything you pretty much need to get started. The kit includes a riser with 15mm rail mount, which also comes with a Metabones adapter support, a wooden handle, the cage itself, and a NATO rail top handle, plus a short micro HDMI to full-size HDMI cable, and a coiled LEMO to multiport for the wooden grip that has a record trigger. Since the cage can be used with different Alpha cameras, Tilta includes several different cable locks. The camera doesn't directly attach inside the cage. You use a quick release plate. It looks like an Arca Swiss, but unfortunately, it's not. What is nice is it has that lip in the front. This keeps the camera nice and square on the adapter. Now you just slide the cage right onto the camera plate. I like how it fits. It's nice and tight. Since you do have a little bit of wiggle room before you tighten it down, this gives you the advantage of being able to line up the HDMI port as well as the multi-port so that it lines up correctly. The top handle is peppered with taps. On the front and the back of the handle you have 15mm rail mounts. It clamps down on an included NATO rail. The wooden grip uses an airy rosette to mount on the cage. This is nice because it's very secure, it doesn't slip, and it's also easy to make micro adjustments to get it in just the right position. The wooden grip is actually pretty nice, and it also includes a record tally. That's a really nice bonus. You have an option to add an extra airy rosette right underneath the original one, or you can just take it off the cage and move it down a little bit. The wooden grip attaches to the camera with this LEMO coiled cable. It's actually quite nice. It uses the camera's multi-port, and you don't have to configure it. Plug it in, turn on the camera, and press record. One thing I really appreciate about the cage is it has a toolless design. To attach the 15mm rail mount, you simply slide it on and lock it down. If you're going to use a Metabones adapter, on the bottom of the mount, it's tapped for support. Good thing, because the cage also comes with this Metabones adapter support. It gives it a solid connection to the camera. Simply line it up, screw it in, and you're done. There is plenty of wiggle room there just to make sure that it goes in correctly. One thing I want to point out is Tilta doesn't use the ARRI standard dovetail. Now, that might not be a big deal to you if you're not going to use a dovetail to begin with. If you are going to use a dovetail, well, don't get fooled into thinking that your dovetail that's on this Tilta cage is going to work. It's actually a special design, maybe you'd call it proprietary design by Tilta. It's the same style as a dovetail, but it's a little thinner, it's smaller, and it doesn't fit on the ARRI standard. So that's kind of a bummer, and I kind of find that to be a problem in a couple of ways. One, you have to buy a $160 dovetail if you choose to use the system that the Tilta cage comes with. If you don't, then you're going to have to add your own quick release on the bottom. And well, having to is not a bad problem because it does have taps to add another quick release plate on the bottom. Well, the way the camera mounts to the cage uses so close the Arca Swiss style clamp quick release plate, and it's so close in its design. I just wish it was an Arca Swiss style plate, because then I could take the camera right out of the cage and pop it on my tripod really quickly. Matter of fact, I probably would never take the camera plate off and use it for stills as well. It's kind of an oversight. I wish Tilta had used an Arca Swiss style. Well, they were so close, they just chose not to. All right, well, that pretty much wraps it up. I really like the new version 2 of this Tilta cage. It fits really well in the A7 III, and it will work with the A9 as well as the A7R III. I mentioned earlier, if the A7S III carries that same body design, well, it'll also fit in there nicely. The cage has a lot of mounting points, and it comes with that really nice grip that has a tally on it. That's really nice. I mean, that alone is well over $100 if you want to buy it separate. And it interfaces with the camera really nice with that coiled cable, so it's not a mess back there. And also, if you're a red camera user, you can also use this, well, wooden grip with that as well. You just flip the switch on the grip to red and put a little, I think you have to put a battery in it because it doesn't have a power source on the camera for the red camera. So the cable also has to be changed, but it will work. So it's not just gonna work with that A7 cage. All in all, yeah, I like it a lot. Lots of mounting points, definitely easy to use. Nice that you can get your camera in and out very simply. I do wish the dovetail system was a true airy dovetail system, and I wish that the camera plate was an Arca Swiss. But other than that, everything really works very well on the cage. All right, well that's it. I'm Eric Naso with newshooter.com. Thanks for watching. Make sure to go by newshooter.com and check out all the articles and reviews that we have there for you.